This DVD training is on basic sales. Okay, a lot of sales is not just the product you're selling or what it can do for those people. It's you're selling yourself. So I can't impress upon you more. I can't. A big part of it, and it's so important, is the introduction, because first impressions is very, very important. Build rapport right off the bat. When they come into the club, the first thing you're going to do is introduce yourself. Make sure some of these people have never been in a health club. And although you do this all the time, this may be their first experience. So what I want you to do is tell them what you're going to do with them. Right away, when they come in, the front desk is going to ask them to fill out a profile. There's a really good chance that at that point, they'll start putting up some of the defenses. You want to be as gentle. Train your front desk to be very nice to them. If they say, I don't want to fill anything out, make sure the first thing out of your front desk mouth is, okay, that's okay. And take it from there. And you'll be able to train them on a case-by-case basis on how to handle those people. The front desk will be really confident. They'll start the sale for you. Because basically all you got to do is treat people right, and they'll want to buy. This is a good product. When you come up to them, introduce yourself. Tell them what I'd like to do is take a minute, go over your fitness profile, see in terms of fitness what you'd like to accomplish. We'll show you the facility, and then we'll sit down and go over some membership options and get you started. How does that sound? In sales, you're building your yeses. You're going to ask questions where you expect to get the answer, yes. That's your first yes. If they say, that sounds great, then start your process. If they say, no, I don't have time today, find out how much time they have, take it from there. Find out if right away they say, there's no way I'm joining today, then you need to start asking questions until you get a yes. If they say, I don't have time today to do all that, then say, how much time do you have? Do you have 15 minutes? We'll take a quick tour of the facility, and I'll go over some membership options. If they say, that sounds great, then you still have the possibility of a sale at that point. If they're closing the door already to selling that membership, then you've got to address it that way, like you're just going to show them the facility. So if they say, yeah, we can look at the facility, but I'm not going to join today. Find out where they're at. If they say, well, I'll join next month, and say, hey, we got a great promotion going right now. Is it a money issue? If it is a money issue, we'll work out a payment plan that can work for you. So try to get to where they say, if they could say, yeah, that sounds good, or yes, then you could start the process and you've built your first yes. The very first part and the most important is you've already set up your profile. So you're going to just tell them what I'd like to do is now go over your profile. So you take them over to the desk, and same thing, you're going to go over some basic questions for them that they already know the answer. Sometimes you have to build a little more rapport in order to get it out of them. But if you start asking them questions, what are your goals? What are your time frame? There's some very basic answers that you can get from them to let them know this is a realistic journey they're about to begin. Finding a need, an emotional desire with a profile. Somebody says, I want to lose 20 pounds, and they want to lose it in 3 months. Why? Don't stop at 20 pounds in 3 months. They may have a reunion in 3 months. It may just be a health issue. They don't feel very good. But let's find the emotional reason they need to join and work with them from that direction. Once you've got the basic, you're looking for 20 pounds in 3 months is one that comes up all the time. If their goal is too hefty, too high, you're going to drop it down to 20 pounds. If they say, I want to lose 100 pounds, if it's realistic that they could lose 100 pounds and still be healthy, tell them what we like to do is let's take that first step. Let's address that first 20 pounds. Your confidence is going to be up. You'll know you can do this. You'll feel better. You'll look better. And then we could address the second 20 pounds at that point. If you can get them down into realistic goals, somebody coming into a gym planning to lose 100 pounds, that's a very tough task that they're about to undertake, and we like to take that in smaller chunks. Same thing with time frame. If they say, I want to lose 20 pounds in a week, you stop right there. You're going to tell them that's not a healthy weight loss. We're into health, permanent results. And what I'd like to do is let's break that down a little bit. Let's break it down to 2 or 3 pounds a week, see how long it's going to take you to lose your 20 pounds, and then we'll go from there. Get them on your side a little bit. Let them know you're the authority in this case. And anybody who wants to lose 20 pounds in a week, not a realistic goal, and they could hurt themselves. Sometimes what you'll find, the example that I give in a lot of the DVDs, if you've seen several of them, because we're going to get more specific in some of these areas, like how to go over the profile. One thing that you'll find is, especially for you young men that are in the sales, you're in shape, you're very energetic about it, but sometimes you'll find a 50-year-old woman who's a lot overweight will put up her defenses, and she won't be in her comfort zone talking to you. Make sure you're professional, and you're going to take these questions from that point. Don't read straight off the profile and just act like you're filling out a questionnaire. You need to get them involved with it. Don't do all the talking. The example of the 50-year-old woman, at some point you may have to say, look, Marcia, what I'd like to do is you need to trust me on this. I need to know where you want to be, where you're starting at, and where you want to be to get you in a program that's going to work for you. If you're ready to change your life, if you're ready to take this next step, I'm the one that's going to get you started. That they need to hear that. They need somebody to take hold. That's why some of these boot camp programs work, because people can't do it themselves. They want somebody to take hold of them and get them started. So if you have that person that she's hesitant to talk to you at some point, you guys need to be, especially you guys, need to be, like, for lack of a better term, the nurse to the doctor. You go to the doctor's office, you'll tell that nurse very personal and things, and you're comfortable with it because the doctor's going to fix you, make you feel better, and you want to get there. So if you address this as a professional and tell them what I'd like to do is I need some answers, your starting point, your finishing point, and I'm going to find the shortest distance to that finishing point for you so you can be comfortable. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've sat with a lot of people in your situation, and I've got some great success stories that I could go over with right now if you'd be interested, if it'd make you more comfortable. But what I'd like to do is make you one of my success stories. So be the cheerleader, get her comfortable. As soon as you can get them feeling comfortable with your professionalism, then the rest of the tour will go very well. At the end of the fitness profile, you've got your basic stuff in your mind that you know that you're going to, you already know if they have kids, if they need to see the kids club. You know if they're interested in the group classes. You're going to emphasize the area of their interest, but you're going to show them the whole facility. You're going to be overcoming concerns the whole tour, but you're going to do a lot of it in small talk. You're not going to come after it like you're addressing a particular concern. Some of the small talk that you'll be addressing would be example. So why did you choose this facility? Is it close to where you work or where you live? If they say it's close to where I work, then you're playing on that. What you're going to say is that's great, because what most people find is working out during their lunch break, right before work or right after work, they have a tendency to get more workouts in, which is the difference between a successful program and an unsuccessful program. So what you'll probably do is come right over here, right after work, right? And if they say yeah or lunch, there's a yes. They're already in their mind, yeah, I could work out here during lunch. So you've already got them started on it. Now, you have to play on the positives. It's the other way. If they say, I live right here and I work across town, then the advantage to that is they could sneak in a weekend workout. So you play on that. You go, the great thing about living right here is a lot of people find they might miss a workout during the week. They have great intentions, but now you're right next door. You can come in here on a Saturday or a Sunday and take a class or catch up on your workout. So get their wheels turning on the advantages to being next to home instead of next to where they work. There are advantages to both, and you're just going to mention that advantage. Okay. The other thing you do with that question is if they say they live close, then you're still going to ask them, and what part of town do you work in? Because you're still going to pull that out in a little bit. And if they say I'm with ABC Manufacturing, small talk is curious about what that company does, but you're also qualifying that as a good buyer. If they say I've been with them 10 years, love my job, that's qualified buyer. People don't stay in jobs for 10 years if it doesn't pay pretty good, if they're not pretty stable. So that's a great candidate for membership either way. Not that everybody is a candidate for a membership, some people aren't financially great candidates for membership. If their answer is I just got hired at ABC across the street, then you might want to ask a couple more questions to know if that person is going to be there, if they're going to live here. So find out in terms of their stability what they're looking for in a membership. If you have somebody that says I don't work close, I don't live close, then ask them, why did you choose to come in here? If they say, well, I have a meeting next door in a half an hour, and I was just killing some time, don't turn cold on that person. Don't be phony when you guys are selling memberships, because they sense that. If right away you act like you don't want to deal with them then just because you found out they weren't a buyer, it's a mistake. Because what you might find out is just take the next step. Go, hey, you know what then? Let's skip some of this profile stuff. Let me show you the facility. Be as nice as you can be that person. That meeting that person walks into, maybe 15 people that work for that company, and they're going to say, hey, you know what, like just next door, this guy was nice as he could be to me. Why he thought I wasn't buying a membership? The second he found out I wasn't, treated me rude. That's not what you want people saying about you. Now the opposite could be true. Hey, just like next door, customer service, I went in there, told the guy, hey, I don't even live here. No problem. He showed me the facility. It's a great club. Guy was nice as could be. If you guys go in there, ask for Mike. So you have an opportunity to affect people, even if it's not a qualified buyer. So if you guys are in sales, you really need to be nice and give people what they want. It's not a number, it's a membership. The next concern or objection that you want to address with them, same thing. You can ask basic questions. Anybody who's in sales may be able to pick it out of there, the answer you're trying to get. That's fine. If they're in sales, they know the process anyway. So you're not tricking anybody. But if you ask somebody, is the membership just going to be for you or you and your husband? And if she says it's just for me, then you can move on to the next objection, because at that point she's made a commitment. The membership's for her. Obviously, she can make decisions for herself. There's still a spouse objection that may come up later, but you handle it a whole different way. It's different than if the membership is going to be for her and her husband. If she says the membership is for me and my husband, great. Does he know you're here today, going to look at the facility, and does he trust you to get the membership started for both of you? If she says no, he would have to make his own decision. That's a no. Next question would be, great, then what we might do is I can show you the facility, go over some options, and we can get you started. I'll give him a pass till the end of the month, and we'll just add him on yours later. If the answer is still no, we're either both going to do it or we're not, you're getting to the point now where you're going to drop down to say, no problem. What I'd like to do then is we'll finish looking at the facility and stuff, and then I could set up a time for your husband to come back, and we'll do the same process with him. I'll tour him the club. How does that sound? You're looking for a yes. At that point, if she says, no, but I'm just going to take prices and go home, now you're getting to the point where you can really get her to make some commitments, because what you're going to say is, what do you think of the facility so far? I really like it. Do you think you want to be a member? Yes. Then why don't you let me do my job and bring your husband in here? He'll love the facility. I'll go over his options. I'm sure I'll get you two started. I've had too many people regret taking the price sheet home to their husbands and getting shot out of the water when they really want a membership for themselves. The husband found too many excuses not to work out, and they were never members. Where we addressed it a little bit differently by her bringing her husband back. He'd get excited about the facility. Next thing you know, 6 months from now, I got a happy couple that both are working out. They've lost their 20 pounds, and that's a success story. If you can get her to see the logic in that, if you can get her going, yeah, I guess that makes sense, then it's easier at the end of the presentation when you don't want to show her prices. If you can get her to understand that philosophy, let me do my job. If you reassure her, look, we've got this promotion going until the end of the week, till the end of the month. We've got some time to get your husband in here. That she's not going to lose out by not joining today, because that's the other thing. Don't do, it's entirely up to your managers, but people, you have to do it today. If you put it like that, that's not going to work, because people are getting too smart for that. If you address it, we have some special promotions. There's some advantages to joining today. I can maybe give you better value if you join today. If they say, oh, you're telling me if I came back in a week I couldn't get this price, don't tell them that's right, because that's probably not true. Be honest with people. If you say, I'm not saying that. I'm saying today you're guaranteed it. You're here. You're ready to get started. It seems like your goals are realistic. It seems like you're excited enough. Let's keep your script started. I get paid in a week. No problem. Let's work a part down. Let's do something to get you started today. Because it may be you just start them on a pass and they'll join in a week, but don't drop straight to a pass. That's an easy way out for them. You do want to keep a little pressure on them. It is sales. This next concern or objection I want to address is one I think it's very important, especially in these bigger facilities, is lack of knowledge of the equipment, which sometimes we don't think about. We're gym people. We come in, we address convenience, we address spouse, we address the money. But in a facility, like some of the bigger facilities around the country, like some of our facilities, can be very intimidating. Don't breeze past that, because people have a hard time bringing up that concern. Sometimes they'll say, I wouldn't know where to start, which would remind you and open the door. Don't wait for them to say that. When you're building confidence in the tour with them, at that point is you're going to say, now, you already know if they're in a workout program or how long it's been since they've worked out. The equipment has changed over the years. So when you get to the point that you can reassure them, hey, and I know this floor may look very intimidating. I know that's a lot of equipment. We're going to make sure you get settled into a program. We're going to show you how to use some of this equipment. Make sure you get them in their comfort zone, letting them know you're not going to sell them a membership, give them a piece of paper, and out on the floor. Then you're going to need a little bit of help to get started if they've never been in a gym. It's very intimidating. Reassure them, if they've never been in a gym before, especially that 50-year-old woman who's overweight, this is a tough place to be sometimes for them, because this is very intimidating. Make sure they know, and just tell them, look, everybody started like you are right now. Everybody came in here, they were brand new in this gym, they didn't know where to start. And they had to take that first step. If you really want to change your life, if you really want to get going, you got to take the next step. And yeah, maybe it is first time or two, you're not quite in your comfort zone, but a couple months from now, you'll have it all down. You'll know all this equipment, you'll have lost some weight, you'll feel better, you'll look better, and we'll own you. You'll be our member for life. Get that going in them. They understand that not everybody walks in here that's a gym person, and they need to be comfortable taking that next step. Well, we could go on and on about this part of the presentation, because you can keep addressing concerns and just keep building yeses, but you also don't want to drag it out so long. You want to answer the questions, show them the facility. Now, if you have somebody obviously that has indicated they wanted classes, then emphasize the class area a little bit. If you have somebody who has kids and they need the child care, then make sure you emphasize the child care. That's an area you have to sometimes be careful, because the child care area can be a little crazy sometimes. So you don't want to drag them into a child care area that there's 18 kids screaming in the corner. If it seems like everything's pretty calm in there, take them on in there. Show them some of the craft areas. Show them some of the stuff they're doing. If you have good staff, they'll be interacting with the kids. It makes mothers feel very comfortable. The opposite is true. If you have somebody, if you have the 18-year-old muscle guy that's just switching gyms, won't use classes, won't use cardio much, definitely won't use daycare, show him the whole facility. If he says, I don't even need to look in there because I don't have kids, just go, hey, look, you probably have friends who have kids, and you never know. So I want to show you, I'm really proud of this kids club area. That way, if you have any friends that say, do they have kids club, you can let them know. So do me a favor, come take a look at this with me. We're real proud of it. Same thing with the aerobics area. Now, the real reason you're doing that is because this is the kid that also wants a $10 a month membership. And if he says, I don't even need classes, I don't need child care, all I need is a free weight area, then that's at that point you're going to say, look, but you understand, we do have to air condition the whole building, not just the free weight area. We do have to pay kids club. We do have to pay aerobics. This is a great gym, great free weight area, but here's our membership, and please don't compare us to Joe Bob's down the street. The thing to remember after the tour, if it seems like everything's gone pretty well, you've collected a lot of yeses along the way, at the end of the tour, it's time for them to make their next commitment. At the end of the tour, first question, and you guys word this stuff. We're going to give you basic, or your general manager is going to give you a basic thing to say. They may script you, or we may script you a particular way, but you got to get in your comfort zone how you say it. If at the end of it, just ask them, so what do you think of this facility? Hopefully they say, this is great. Could you see yourself getting a workout in here? Absolutely. Great. Then what I'd like to do, this is the key part, what I'd like to do is sit down, go over your options, got a great promotion going right now, and get you started. If you can get a yes, then that's the exact process you're going to take. At that point, they're going to go, well, I don't know. Find out where they don't know. Follow up on that a little bit. You can do it without being rude, and if you've built the right rapport, you can, at this point, sometime at the beginning of the tour, you had a hard time figuring out where the person was coming from. By the end of the tour, you've had an opportunity to build a rapport. If you guys have done a good job building that rapport, they'll say anything to you.